play e6, but as I said, I decided to surprise him and played e5 instead. And this is called the Lowenthal variation. I have never played this before. Now, I'll show you what the idea of this is, but right now I'm threatening the knight, and if he goes knight f3 or knight b3, it's going to be very passive. So the most challenging move is for him to go knight b5, threatening to go knight d6 check. Now here I went d6 to stop the knight from checking, knight c3, a6, and after knight a3, I went bishop e7. Now, the difference here from what I typically play is that in the position where I typically play, my knight is on f6 and the bishop is on g5 and he's able to go knight b5. I waited with getting my knight out to stop him from going bishop g5. So here I just went bishop e7 and said, what are you going to do now? I'm going to be going knight f6 a little bit later. So he played knight d5, and this makes a lot of sense. This square is a fantastic square for the knight because it's hard for me to kick it away, and there's no pawn that can kick it away, so this knight is fantastic over here. And the whole game is actually going to be very much based on this d5 square. So I played in this position bishop e6. I probably perhaps should have played knight f6, but the position that I got after bishop e6 became very similar. So here I'm basically just putting some pressure on the knight. He went c4 to reinforce the knight, and now I played knight f6. Now we played bishop d3 to develop, and I castled and castled. So here we got the position out of the opening. We're now starting to enter the middle game, and it's now time to think about some plans. This is right now a key position. I need to figure out how is it that I'm going to maneuver my pieces around. Now, I really wanted to play f5 because this was one of the few ways that I saw that I could break the center, but obviously my knight is right now blocking my f-pawn. So I decided to play knight d7. And, well, my commentator, Grandmaster Hammer, who is also from Norway, he said that this was a great move. So I was really happy about that. So after knight d7, for me the idea was that at some point I wanted to go f5, but perhaps even go knight d5. And I also wanted to make sure that there was never any knight b6 for him after some bishop e3. So here he played bishop e3, and I realized very quickly that my bishop over here on e7 is terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible. It's being blocked by all of these pawns in the center. Typically you say that if a bishop is the same color as your central pawns, then it's a bad bishop because it's very useless. So I decided to exchange it for this one because I realized that this was my opponent's good bishop. This is the bad one. So I played bishop g5, and this is a good move because I'm exchanging now these bishops. So he played knight c2 to be able to capture here with the knight. And in this position, I should actually probably have played a5 to stop him from getting any queenside space, but I decided to go for the idea knight c5. And what is the idea of this? Well, I thought that if I was able to get rid of this bishop, that I would be able to go f5 and that I would be able to break through the center, and this is actually a misconception. I mean, this is actually not the right plan. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a terrible mistake, but the issue here was that I allowed him to go b4, which is a good move, where he's getting a lot of space and he's threatening my knight. And I thought that after knight takes bishop, you know, this would be a huge thing. I got the bishop. And
恣意创作，翻玩极限 ，HP Envy。
here I for me to go h5, and both be low on time. So he ended up taking the draw, and I drew against this underrated 1700 guy from Norway. I was pretty happy with the game. We actually both ended up having an accuracy of 96%, so it was a good accuracy, but yeah, I mean, I guess I was pushing for the win for the most of the game, but he defended really well, and it was hard for me.
Job's done.
No one shall be wiser.
Job's done. Job's done.
Out with it.
Job's done.
I am prepared.
Job's done.
For my brothers. No one shall be wiser.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's
Out
done.
with it.
The restless dead await.
My bidding. I am prepared. Out with it. That's a given.
Job's done.
My bidding has begun.
Job's done.
I am
Job's
prepared.
done.
Out with it. For my brothers.
Job's done.
I stand ready.
My bidding.
Yes, my lord.
Out with it. No one shall be wiser. That's a given.
Job's done.
My
Job's
brothers.
done.
That's a given. Enlighten.
Job's done. Job's done.
Order.
My bidding.
I stand ready. 中有柔情千
Enlighten
种，
me.
如脉脉春风。冰雪也消。
Research complete. More gold is required.
Out with it. My brothers,
Upgrade complete.
it has begun.
Job's done.
When shall be the worst?
Job's done.
My brothers,
Job's done.
I bid you.
Job's done.
那年长街追成浓，策马独游，烟雨如梦。檐下多雨落尽一说，深邃的梦，雪的微风，雨丝里吹过岸上的梦。 你是心跳几度，随你温柔吹风，我出片若惊鸿。是否亲自写来的空洞，一笔一画珍珠着风松，两人对微欢的笑容，我沦为平庸。当你撑伞拥我入怀中，一字一句是有多慎重，你眼中有柔情千种。 如脉脉春风，冰雪掩笑容。后来谁家谁人重逢，
Out
佳
with it.
人在侧，烛影摇红。 灯火缱绻，应手一说，如花颜容，白云朵透着的温柔的旧梦。对面不是恍然间思绪翻涌，望你白衣如旧，神色几分冰冻，谁知我心惶恐？也许我应该沉醉装疯，借你怀抱留一抹春红。 再将旧时情歌慢诵，任旁人惊动。可我只能假笑般从容，侧耳听那些情深意重，不去看你熟悉脸孔，只默默饮酒。我无动于衷。沙门外，雪拂过白衣，又在指尖消融。扶墙前。 试问江湖若大概何去何从？几声至此，像个笑话一样，自己都嘲讽。一厢情愿，有始无终。也不回头，不如将往事埋在风中，以长剑为背，以霜雪为重。此生若是错字相逢，就一个山中。孤身打马南横，九桥冰火，恰逢山雨来时雾蒙蒙。想起那年伞下轻拥，就像躺在绞索之上，做了一场梦。梦醒后跌落，粉身碎骨，无影亦无踪。
Out with it. Enlighten me.
Upgrade complete.
That's a given. My brothers. That's a given.
Job's done.
My brothers.
Job's done. Job's done. What does the shadow do?
I think the dead shall serve.
Build more Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
天涯望断了天涯，狠狠一巴掌忘了吧。梦中的梦中，梦中人的梦中，梦不到被摧残，往事如风。空空的天空，容不下笑容，伤神的伤人的太伤心。呼天又暗地，忍不住的流星，扛不上被冷藏一颗死心。苦苦的追寻，茫茫然失去，可爱的可惜的多可惜。梦中的梦中，梦中人的梦中，梦不到被摧残，往事如往事如风。
让你观看影片不受广告干扰，并且享受你喜爱的内容，完全零广告，立即免费试用。
这一回问心无愧，雨过后会天晴。夜路白天自愧，终目不转睛。学会也曾想过自己，每次竟是脚下的泥地，是藏了罪，自由犯罪里有什么话？忘不呼不上去，何必隔着屏幕？小下你的偏见，别听我说，听我说，听我说，别听我说，听我 说，我不说自由，不做挣扎，我听不见，替我说，替我活，替我活。
Research complete. Research
My bidding. Enlighten me. My bidding.
Is there something
I am
amiss?
prepared. My brothers.
Job's done.
all goals
My bidding
required.
has begun.
Upgrade complete.
My brothers
Job's done.
has begun. I am prepared.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
What does the shadow will?
别再说我变了，谁想伪装自己？谁能看见我眼里无助而流下的泪滴？别再说我变了，谁都别再提起，别再说了，我喜欢现在的自己。许多事已经看淡，偶尔还会期待。昨夜梦见你回来，说你不会离
Job's done. Job's done.
I know.
别再说我变了，是想伪装自己。谁能看着我眼里屏住爱留下的泪滴？别再说我变了，谁都别再提起。别再说了，我喜欢现在自己。许多事已经变淡，偶尔还会期待。昨夜梦见你回来，说你不会离开。听到这里，我也有些鼻酸，想给你听，只希望你能明白。我是真的爱过你，你却总理不理。每次给我诚心，要给我打气。我是真的爱过你，请你不再怀疑，再让我一点都不像我自己。我是真的爱过你，你却总理不理。每次给我诚心，要给我打气。我是真的爱过你，请你不再怀疑，再让我一点都不像我自己。
What you looking at?
I cannot summon there.
YouTube Premium 让你观看影片不受广告干扰，尽情享受你喜爱的内容，完全零广告，立即免费试用。
That's a given. No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Build more farms.
Enlighten me.
Upgrade complete.
No one shall be the wiser.
Build more
Job's done.
farms. Upgrade complete.
I am prepared.
Upgrade complete.
Thy bidding.
Job's done.
Out
Job's
with it.
done.
Enlighten me. Out with it.
Get on with it.
Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
The restless day awaits. Upgrade complete.
I am prepared. For my brothers. No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
Out with it.
Upgrade complete.
I am prepared. That's a given. I cannot sunshine the wiser.
Job's done. Job's
Thy
done.
bidding. Enlighten me.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
I bid you.
Upgrade complete.
Job's Job's done.
I am prepared.
Upgrade complete.
My brothers. That's a given. No one shall
Job's
be the wiser.
done.
My bidding.
Job's done.
The dead shall serve.
不知道该怎么说，心里面在想什么？闷骚的性格我也很讨厌这结果。现在我又为你去改，从感觉变成行动派。原来我曾无心的伤害 ，Because I love you so much。
不要想你只是习惯，不满足每天不安分。我要我在你身旁，爱我像我爱你一样。你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，你眼中却没有我想要的答案。这样多寂寞，你让我抓狂。No，可知吗？ 我今晚间，我的爱该怎么去书写？在我的世界，该用心一无限，也渴望一颗冲动的沦陷。时间间多危险，我就有多么热烈。这故事值得我不顾一切，波澜泛起，手手天下，为你我逆转了时差。我满目晃动的朝霞，是送给你的涂鸦。谁懂我心里这天涯？开尽小小春百里花，在哪里落下？在我的世界，也有情意无限，也渴望一颗冲动的沦陷。世界有多危险，我就有多么热烈。这故事值得我不顾一切，波澜泛起，手手天下，为你我逆转了时差。我满目晃动的朝霞，是送给你的涂鸦。谁懂我心里这天涯？开尽小小春百里花，在哪里落下？波澜泛起，手手天下，为你我逆转了时差。我满目晃动的朝霞，是送给你的涂鸦。谁懂我心里这天涯？开尽小小春百里花，在哪
Job done.
One shall be the wiser.
Job's done. Great. Job's done.
That's a given.
Job's done.
I bid you.
Upgrade complete.
It has begun.
Job's done.
That's a given.
Job's done.
I am prepared.
Research complete.
Out with it. No one shall be the wiser. It has begun.
Job's done. Job's done.
I hear this.
爱到心破碎，也别去怪谁，只因为相遇太
Job's
美。
done. Job's
就
done.
算流干泪，伤到底，心成灰也无所谓。我破茧成蝶，愿和你双飞，最怕你会一去不回。虽然爱过我，给过我，想过我，就是安慰。我向你飞，雨温柔的追，想你的拥抱把我包围。我向你飞，多远都不累，虽然旅途中有过痛和泪。我向你追，风温柔的吹，只要你无怨，我也无悔。爱是那么美，我心陶醉，被爱的感觉。爱到心破碎，也别去怪谁，只因为相遇太美。就算流干泪，伤到底，心成灰也无所谓。我破茧成蝶，愿和你双飞，最怕你会一去不回。虽然爱过我，给过我，想过我，就是安慰。嘿，我向你飞，雨温柔的追，想你的拥抱把我包围。我向你飞，多远都不累，虽然旅途中
one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
Out with it.
Upgrade complete.
That's a given.
Job's done.
Enlighten me.
I stand.
Research complete.
Duerme tranquilamente que quién sabe a vigilar tu sueño de gobernante. América te acuna como una madre, con un brazo de rabia y otro de sangre. Duerme con aspavientos, duerme y no mandes, que ya te están velando los estudiantes. Duerme mientras arriba lloran las aves y el lucero trabaja para la cárcel. Hombres, niños, mujeres, es decir, nadie. Parece que no quieren que tú descanses. Rozan con penas chicas tu sueño grande. Cuando no piden casas, pretenden panes. Gritan junto a tu cuna, no te levantes, aunque su grito diga oír mortales. Duérmete oficialmente sin preocuparte, que solo algunas piedras son responsables. Que los lirios del campo no tienen hambre, que ya te están velando los estudiantes. Y el lucero trabaja para
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Upgrade complete.
My brothers. That's a given.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Has begun. I am prepared.
Job's done.
我穿越这片沙漠，找寻真的自我，身边只有一匹骆驼陪我。逆风越吹过，那边因为漂泊，但只能出现爱的下落。上去，飞上越山的，手里还 仿佛穿越到另一个世界。阿拉丁神灯要倾斜，天堂地狱依然重叠，突然之间飞来一只蝴蝶。什么鬼魅传说，什么魑魅魍魉妖魔，只要那路引在悠悠的高歌，漫天黄沙掠过，走遍每个角落，行走在无尽的苍茫星河。白天黑夜交错，如此妖娆婀娜，蹉跎着岁月，又蹉跎了自我。前方迷途太多，坚持才能洒脱，走出黑暗就能逍遥又快活。
Our times.
而今何处是你唯一的笑容？
Job done. I shall take your
那样熟悉的笑容，你可知道我爱你想你，愿你念你，深情永不变。难道你不曾回头想想昨日的誓言？就像你流年开放着水中娇艳的水仙，别忘了山谷里寂寞的角落里，每把歌也有瞬间。
fit. I cannot see as begun.
Upgrade complete.
Job's done.
That's a given. No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
More gold is
Job's
required.
done. Job's done.
Research
I am
complete.
prepared.
江湖里逍遥，只要心开跳，就有我逗你笑，牵着你慢慢变老。
Our time is
How may I serve?
I am
Upgrade complete.
out with it.
More gold is required.
What will become? I am prepared.
Upgrade complete.
It has begun. My brothers.
Job's done. Job's done.
bidding. That's a given. No one shall otherwise. That's a given. For my brothers.
Job's done, 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 job's done.
Enlighten me. No one shall otherwise.
Upgrade complete.
That's a given. Out with it.
Job's done, job's done.
Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
How may I serve? Direct me. Yes, Lord Chief.
Out with it. No one shall be the wiser. Thy bidding. That's a given. Out with it. Thy bidding.
因为努力生活，和你们分享荣耀的那一秒钟。听你说，听你说，我们同时拥有一个真心的朋友。日出日落，因为有我，所以更认真生活。听你说，听你说，我们真是拥有一片美好的天空。不能常联络，且更紧握我们交换的美梦。我只想听你说。听你说，听你说，我们同时拥有一。
Some of them are pretty simple. Others have a more complex structure. Unfortunately, I don't have simple. Others have a more complex structure. Could you look at these images? Do you recognize them? How about this? They were made with a simple toy, like this one. It's called a spirograph. Did you have one as a child? I did. I had a little bit of spare time during my summer holidays, and I decided to clean up my attic. I moved from my parents' house not that long ago, and now my attic is filled with things I hadn't had time to unpack. On the bottom of the box with my childhood stuff, I found my old spirograph. The next thing, I found myself late at night trying to draw every possible spiral. Here they are. Some of them are pretty simple. Others have a more complex structure. Unfortunately, I don't have tools to make extra gears for the spirograph, but I have something better, my PC. I can't use it to make a simple line drawing program. For that, I need to understand how the spirograph works. It consists of the set of external and internal gears. If you insert one gear into the other, stick the pen rod into the hole of the inner gear and start spinning, you will get an unusual and beautiful spiral. Notice that the teeth of the gear are designed to make the wheel move without slipping. So the first thing I will program is a circle that rolls on the line without sliding. The trajectory of a point on the surface of the wheel is called a cycloid. However, the spirograph wheel rolls on the inside surface of the other wheel. In this case, the trajectory of the point is called hypocycloid. Hypocycloids look like stars. This is what the spirograph would draw if its hole were located at the very edge of the wheel. However, the holes in the wheel are at different distances from the center. So I will move the drawing point closer to the center, and we will get a hypotrochoid. This is what the spirograph draws. Furthermore, the final image depends on the radius of the outer and inner wheel. While I was playing with the program, I noticed that the radius values of 30 and 20, 15 and 10 were giving me exactly the same images. This means that the shape of the spirals depends on the ratio of the radius of the outer and inner wheel. This relation determines the shape of the hypotrochoid. Let's call it the letter K. Let's take a look at how exactly the image changes when this coefficient is changed. If the number k is an integer, the image resembles a star with the corresponding number of rays. If the number is rational, meaning it can be represented as a fraction m divided by n, then the image looks like a flower, and the numerator of the fraction determines the number of petals of this flower. If the number k is irrational, meaning that it cannot be represented as a fraction, then the curve is not closed and has infinite rays. For example, this is what a flower with the coefficient equal to a square root of 2 looks like. Beautiful, isn't it? Besides changing the k parameter, I can also change the position of the drawing point. But unlike the toy, the program allows me to do impossible things. For example, I can place the drawing point outside the wheel and get pictures that cannot be drawn with the spirograph. Once you start doing impossible things, it's hard to stop. Why not position the wheel itself outside as well? The curves that the point draws on the surface of the outer wheel are called epizocloids, and at some distance from the center, epitrochoids. Among these epitrochoids there are pretty famous spirals. If both circles are the same, the epitrochoid is called Pascal's snail, not after triangle pressure Pascal, but after his father. I'm not the only one who thinks these images looks like flowers.
本来就是一个有点
金黄酥脆的能多益饼干。My army。
一盒请到诊疗室。
Back in the early 18th century, Guido Grandi, the Florentine monk, found a whole family of such curves. Guido was a bit of a romantic guy. For their resemblance to flowers, he called these spirals roses, and he named similar spirals on a sphere Clelia in honor of the Italian mathematician Clelia Borromeo. And if a monk in the 18th century could describe these curves with only pen and paper, indeed I can find something more interesting. We have already drifted quite far from the possibilities of the spirograph. Let's go even further. I'm going to add another circle that will roll around the outer circle. The ratio of the radius of the first circle to the third circle is called the coefficient K2. The second circle moves along the first without slipping. This means that the first circle path along the second is equal to the path that the second circle traveled along the first. The third circle also must move along the second circle without slipping. But at what speed? The speed can be anything. In order to determine it, we will introduce another parameter p. It will be equal to the ratio of the path that the second circle traveled along the first to the path that the third circle traveled along the second one. So we have four parameters on which the final curve depends: the ratio of the radius of the first circle to the second, the ratio of the radius of the first circle to the third, the ratio of the paths, and the distance to the drawing point. By changing these parameters, I found some pretty exciting spirals. Some of them look like toroids, or as Matt Parker calls them, donuts. As Pascal Fada did, I will take the opportunity to call this one as Parker's donut. Others are very simple and look more like a fish. But most of the spirals are rather abstract. I'm sure they would have appealed to my art professor, but I wanted to find more conservative spirals. I decided to try to change the spiral parameters in real time and draw the spirals instantly. That way I could observe how changing each parameter affected the final image. Unfortunately, the direct simulation of the movement of circles is too difficult a task for the processor. After all, the program tries to draw the entire spiral in a fraction of a second. Oddly enough, mathematics is the perfect tool for solving problems you've created for yourself. If I find an equation that describes the spirals, the program will draw them much faster. The processor won't have to waste time doing unnecessary calculations, for example, the positions of the circles. I'm only interested in a final image. You can describe a circle using a parametric equation. Take a point on a circle. Its x-coordinate is equal to the radius of the circle multiplied by the cosine of the angle. Its y-coordinate is equal to the radius multiplied by the sine of the angle. If we take all angles from 0 to 360 degrees, we will get all circle points. Such an equation is called parametric equation. That is, the x and y coordinates of the points are described through a parameter, the alpha angle. Now place on this circle the second one of the radius r2. The center of the new circle will rotate on a circle of radius r plus r2. When rotating, the center of the second circle will rotate by the angle alpha and the circle itself by the angle beta. The small circle rolls on the big one without sliding, so the arcs of the circles from the starting point to the end point will be the same. The arcs of each circle can be expressed in the terms of the angles at which they rotate and their radii. From this equation we can express the beta angle through the alpha angle. During rotation, the drawing point is rotated by the angle alpha plus beta and is removed from the center of the second circle by the distance h. To get its coordinate, we must add to our parametric equation the distance to the drawing point. All that remains is to express the angle of beta through the angle of alpha. This is how the parametric equation of the epitrochoid is derived. The equation of the epi-epitrochoid can be derived similarly. I will not describe this process because I don't want to take away from the pleasure of doing it yourself. As it turned out, these spirals are a complicated version of the rose curves of Guido Grandi. Parameters k and p determine the shape of the spirals. parameter K2 performs its shading, and the H parameter determines the thickness of the lines. All the variety of choices left me stumped. I played with the parameters and compared the spirals. Each next one seemed to be more beautiful than the one before. Now that I have an infinite set of curves, how can I stop at one? While I was struggling with this dilemma, I decided to search for publications about such spirals, and I came across a curious article, "A Rosé is a Rosé" by American mathematician Peter Maurer. Maurer also studied the construction of rose-shaped curves. Maurer approached the question of constructing spirals from a different angle. He used a polar coordinate system and connected the points on the tetrahedron according to a particular algorithm, but look how similar his results are. In his conclusion, Peter warns the reader. Because they are static, the drawings presented in this article cannot do justice to the Rosé program. These words were a revelation to me. One single spiral cannot do justice to all of its beauty. However, by moving the sliders and adjusting the parameters of the spiral, I saw something amazing in the way the spirals changed. A static picture came to life, like a flower growing in a fast motion. And 20 years later, my childhood drawings from the old box came to life on my computer screen. There are undoubtedly many other interesting questions that could be asked. Other coefficients that describe the shape of the spiral more clearly. What is the equation of the spirals in a polar coordinate system? How will the spirals change with the introduction of the fourth circle? And the fifth? How does all this relate to the Fourier series? I would like to find more answers and many more exciting spirals, but this project took a little longer than I expected and my summer holidays were over. And the attic remained a mess. Perhaps you have time. Try to find the answers and you will experience a delightful feeling. To know that at different times, in different parts of the world, people drew the spirals with a quill or a modern computer, and they were asking the same strange questions, and none of them could do justice to all the beauty of these spirals. That waves are the same if the number is rational, meaning the trajectory of a point on stick the pen rod into the hole of the inner gear and start spinning, you will get an unusual and beautiful spiral. Notice that the teeth of the gear are designed to make the wheel move without slipping. So the first thing I will program is a circle that rolls on the line without sliding. The trajectory of a point on the surface
me to do anything. So tomorrow I'll be playing the final round of Rilton. I am right now on 5.5 points out of 8. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get a win. Hopefully I won't play against another underrated kid. We'll see what happens. But I'll be back with another recap tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all for round number 9. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all for round number 9.
What's today's video about? What you got here, mate?
So, this is the handwritten results from a mathematician who lived in the... Or it finally repeated, whereas the one before, it only hit 5,000. It hit like, what's that, like, you know, less than 10% of the possible variations. Yeah. Like, oh, another hard day in the office. And then 60,000, which is what Shanks...
A lot of research into him.
都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟，想要对你说会永远陪你，我想要对你说。都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟，想要对你说会永远陪你，我想要对你说，想要对你说我有多爱你，想要对你说我有多想你，想要对你说的一字一句都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟，想要对你说会永远陪你，我想要对你说。
Research complete.
Thy bidding.
My sight is yours.
Enlighten me. I am prepared. Thy bidding.
I shall be your eyes.
I am prepared. Thy bidding. It has begun.
What needs revealing?
Upgrade complete.
I am prepared.
My sight is yours.
Outlet. I am prepared. I am prepared. My brothers.
Job's done.
Upgrade complete.
Out with it. One shall be the wise.
Upgrade complete.
Job's done. Job's done.
That's a given. My brothers.
Job's done.
I bid you.
Job's done.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Job's done.
My soul is yours.
Job's done.
No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
Research complete.
It has begun. My brothers, it has begun. I am prepared. My brothers.
Upgrade complete.
Job's done.
Is there danger?
Build more.
Job's done.
It has begun.
Direct.
Upgrade complete. Job's done.
I bid you.
进行式时，尽情聆听不受干扰，让你听音乐更像。试试 YouTube Music Premium， 马上免费试用1个月。
我穿越这片沙漠，找寻真的自我，身边只有一匹骆驼陪我。这被风儿吹过，那片云儿飘过，突然之间出现爱的小河。我跨上沙漠之舟，背上沿东沙浪，手里还握着一壶烈酒，漫长古道悠悠，说不尽喜怒哀愁，只有那骆驼奔忙依旧。什么鬼魅传说，什么魑魅魍魉妖魔，只有那绿荫在悠悠地高歌，漫天黄沙掠过，走遍每个角落，行走在无尽的苍茫星河。白天黑夜交错，如此压绕婀娜，蹉跎着岁月，蹉跎了自我。前方迷途太多，坚持才能洒脱，走出黑暗就能逍遥又快活。世界，阿拉丁圣灯要倾斜，天堂地狱依然重叠，突然之间飞来一只蝴蝶。什么鬼魅传说，什么魑魅魍魉妖魔，只有那绿荫在悠悠地高歌，漫天黄沙掠过，走遍每个角落，行走在无尽的苍茫星河。白天黑夜交错，如此妖娆婀娜，蹉跎着岁月，蹉跎了自我。前方迷途太多，坚持才能洒脱，走出黑暗就能逍遥又快活。
More gold is required.
is yours. Enlighten me.
Upgrade
That's
complete.
No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done.
Enlighten me. It has begun.
Job's done. Job's done.
I am prepared.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
That's a given. No one shall be the wiser. That's a given.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Brothers, out with it.
Job's done. Job's done.
It has begun.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
I bid you.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
What needs revealing?
Research complete.
I am ready.
I shall be your eyes.
Out with it.
斟酌着风颂，甘愿卑微换个笑容，破了为平庸。而你正在拥我入怀中，一字一句誓言多慎重，你眼中有柔情千种，如脉脉春风，冰雪掩笑容。
Upgrade complete.
What needs revealing?
I am prepared.
Justice shall be
文处理的晚上
Job's done.
灯火前却应潮一说，如花颜容。
am prepared. It has begun. That's all.
Job's done.
It has begun. For my brothers.
Job's done.
忍不住的流星，浪不上被冷藏一颗死心，苦苦的追寻，茫茫然失去，可爱的可恨的多可惜。
Pledge my loyalty.
梦中的梦中，梦中人的梦中，你到底打算是如何？红红的天空，让我想何必想何必问何处是我家？爱也罢，恨也罢，算了吧。天涯忘不了天涯，忘不了除了他。回不的重重，回不去的重重，你如何人恨不得别人，害人的迷人的是情人，也挣扎也牵挂也不是办法，走也罢留也罢错了吗？今天呀明天又天涯，狠一巴掌忘了吧。走也罢，留也罢，错了吗？今天呀，忘了天涯，恨一巴掌忘了他。梦中的梦中，梦中人的梦中，梦的雨伞往事如风，红红的天空让我傻傻容，伤人伤人太伤心，天有暗地，忍不住的流星。浪不上被冷藏一颗死心，苦苦的追寻，茫茫然失去，可爱的可恨的多可惜。梦中的梦中，梦中人的梦中，梦不到被吹散，往事如风，风了天空，让我伤笑容，伤神的伤人的太伤心。啦啦啦啦啦啦啦啦啦。狠一巴掌忘了吧。
这以为我问心无愧，雨过后会天晴。夜路不黑，是白天的鬼，周末不专辑。学会也未曾想过自己，归自己是脚下的泥地。是从了嘴，自由发挥，有什么坏？我们互不相欠，何必隔着屏幕？小下你的偏见，别听我说，听我说，听我说，别听我说，听我说，听我说，我闭上嘴巴，不做这
样，也需要突破极限。欧舒丹光萃激活露，安抚维持肌肤平衡，7天稳肤，焕发极致光彩，成为最耀眼的关键。One and only 金光瓶。
Chess friends, Alexandra Botez is a chess streamer and winning FIDE chess master. A couple of days ago she played with Magnus Carlsen in a live stream, and today I played with her with my nasty queen sacrifice. She played with the courage, but can she defeat me? Let's see. I started with e4, she played e5, queen comes here to f3, I want to sacrifice my queen like this, so Alexandra moved her knight on f6, I played queen takes f6 knight, it's a totally blunder move, for the inferior man, not for me because I am 1000 times. Better than you. My beautiful princess takes the queen with her queen angel. She just needs some developing moves to pressure me, bring her tactical knight to bewilder me. Or she can build her structure like this, which I call bigger structure with bigger center, with bigger advantage, with bigger space, with bigger attitude, with prettier face. Here we have knight to c3, bishop comes here to c5 to target this innocent guy. So knight f3, she played c6, which 2400 elo rated opening strategy. Try to blockage the knight and she will play castle, maybe h6, try to block the bishop g5 square, with the h6 pawn, push your d pawn to eliminate the f3 knight, with the 2 pieces. There is lots of strategies here, depending on your elo ratings which you will gonna choose. Okay, bishop to e2, d6, d3, bishop here, I played castle, Alexandra played h6, she have a nice idea, try to block the bishop's entry line with the h6 pawn. Here I could play knight to a4 to target the bishop, which is the best move, but I played a3, I want to move my pawn. She played knight to d7, knight to a4, bishop to d4.
Upgrade complete.
I did it. That's a given.
Job's done.
That's a given.
Job's done.
It has begun.
Job's done. 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 Job's done.
Enlighten me. It has begun. My brothers.
Job's done.
One shall be the wiser.
Job's done. Job's done.
That's a given.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Guinea.
Job's done.
I am prepared. No one shall be the wiser.
Job's done. Job's done.
Out with it.
Research complete.
Search
prepared.
complete.
That's a given. For my brothers.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
That's a given.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Bravo, mesdemoiselles. Camille Thomas, nommée cette année dans la catégorie Révélation soliste instrumentale. Et Béatrice Berru au piano. Bravo et merci.
别再说我变了，谁想伪装自己？谁能看见我眼里无助而流下的泪滴？别再说我变了，谁都别再提起。别再说了，我喜欢现在的自己。许多事已经看淡，偶尔还会期待。昨夜梦见你回来，说你不会离开。听到这里，我也有些鼻酸。长久一天，只希望你能明白。我是真的爱过你，你却最离不开。每次给我憧憬，要给我大气。我是真的爱过你，请你不要再怀疑。所有我一点都不像我自己。我是真的爱过你，你却最离不开。每次给我憧憬，要给我大气。我是真的爱过你，请你不要再怀疑。虽然我一点都不像我自己。
I bid.
I yes,
That's a given.
done.
Aye, sir. I'm your shooter. Aye, sir. I am prepared. I bid you. Out with it. I'm your shooter. I bid you. For my brothers.
Job's done.
YouTube Music 是 YouTube 制作的音乐应用程式，是个等你来探索的未知秘境。快不经意的炫耀新发现给你的朋友们吧！试试 YouTube Music Premium， 马上免费试用1个月。
No one shall be the wiser. My brothers. Out with it.
Job's done. Job's done.
I stand ready. I stand ready.
best move is to take the knight, then pawn takes. But I choose to play c3 using human intelligence, because the more pieces I trade, the more losing chances I create for myself. She moved back her bishop. Here another best move is to play d4. Let me show the variation. Then pawn takes, b4, crazy move, bishop backs and takes, knight takes d4. But the problem is that position is closed. I have several weak pawns, knight here to target this. Another tactic is to play bishop here to eliminate my one more piece with the supporting of the knight. Therefore my job is to just develop my pieces and push the kingside f pawn. So, in this position, I choose to play second best move bishop to d2, keeping the position close, so she can't able to target on my weak pawns. We have bishop to b3, so knight takes bishop, she takes my knight, I played bishop to e3, here my tactic is to play knight here, to target the knight and the bishop at the same time, but under 1890 rated players will underestimate this. Alexandra played castle thinking, wow, I have a queen. What stockfish can I do? And I can play knight here to target the b pawn. No Alexandra, I can eat all your minor pieces and left you with only queen, it's c4. Try to captive the bishop, here could play b5, upper than 2800 rated move but she is only 2100, that's why she loses to Magnus Carlsen. Although she had 3 minutes and Magnus had 30 seconds clock time, she played 1800 rated move queen to e7, knight back to d2, threatening the knight and after pawn takes you will lose your bishop, so, bishop to c2, I take the knight, after pawn takes c5, she have double and isolated pawns on c5, and this pawn structure is quite good. I touched her bishop by playing rook to c1, if you move back your bishop, then b3, your work will get mixed up with water, she played bishop back to a4 anyway, so b3. She strips the king side with f5, I take the bishop and I get double pawns like her double pawn, but my double pawns are helping me to get active my rook on b file. If you get double pawns then it's a problem for you, but if I get double pawns then it's an opportunity for me. That's the difference between inferior human and me. If you take the pawn, let me show you the variation, then knight takes e5, getting active on the center and the knight have a permanent outpost, no one can deflect him of course. Your rook have an open file, but it can be protected by my rook. Another strategy is to double up my rooks on b file to target the pawn. Also bishop can come here. So, back to the position, Alexandra played rook a to d1, using the d file. I take the f5 pawn, we have rook takes pawn, rook to b1, I just developed my knight on his destination, double up your rooks to target the b pawn, rook comes here to d4, knight goes to e4. I want to play a5, rook here, then rook b1, the knight have an absolutely amazing outpost. Botez moved back her rook, so a5, if you play b6, then takes, and rook takes, so, queen to d8, targeting this, knight takes c5, Alexandra could take the pawn, let me show you, if it happened, then the angel queen is targeting on the knight, the devil knight gives a fork on b3, targeting this and this, so, queen here, knight takes, queen takes, and this position is -4 and I could manage this position, but she played 2000 rated move b6, takes, knight to f6, forking this and this, queen here, knight takes rook. Queen takes check, king slides, queen takes, rook to e1, rook goes to f2, threatening to take the bishop, then takes, then queen takes rook will be devastated, so rook b1, king ups, bishop f3, queen c5, h3 by me, she played g5, rook here, queen to d6, rook e3, I want to play rook e1, to target the pawn, and you cannot save the pawn, because your rook is trapped on mousetrap, so king here, rook d2, rook takes, rook here, Alexandra played rook takes pawn which is a blunder, best was to play queen takes, because after bishop h5, I will play rook f1 check, you have to move back your king, then rook f7 check, king backs, rook e8, check, queen blocks, then it will be checkmate, so, in this position, we have rook takes a3, rook f1 check, king can't go back I told you theoretically, let me show you practically. If king here, then rook check, king backs, rook check, blocks, takes and checkmate. So, here my beautiful princess sacrificed her angel. Queen by playing Queen f4. Wish you all the best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon.
很多人对潜意识很好奇，潜意识究竟是什么？它对学习有什么帮助？其实，学会如何操作潜意识。
Was he married?
Yeah. Is
Chess friends, our today's chess video is very special because 4 greatest chess grandmasters of all time played with Alpha Zero. They have white pieces against Alpha Zero, and the game rule is that, if a grandmaster plays a wrong move but if another grandmaster or grandmasters find best move, then the computer will choose to play the best move. We have Magnus Hikaru, Bobby Fischer and Mikhail Tal in the white corner and Alpha Zero is in the black corner. So let's go. They started the game with d4. We have knight to f6, they choose to play c4, g6 by Alpha, rather than playing standard opening like d5, c5, he choose to play King's Indian setup, because he loved to play this opening. We have knight to c3, play King's Indian setup, because he loved to play this opening. We have knight to c3, bishop on g7, Magnus and Hikaru choose to play e4, Alpha played d6, knight to f3, we have castle, Alpha can play c5, or e5 to control the center. Knight a6 is also available for his next move. We have bishop e2, e5 by Alpha, grandmasters choose to play castle, knight c6, we have d6. Closing the center and gain more space. So knight e7, knight back to e1, here they will try to push their pawns on queenside and therefore Alpha will try to play knight backs to push his kingside pawns as well. He will make some possible problems on kingside. Knight back to d7 to push the pawn, because he is a Stockfish subscriber. Bishop to e3, we have f5, you shouldn't take the pawn, because of pawn takes and white will lose his key pawn to protect his brother, so f3, try to stabilize the structure. And you cannot take the pawn, because your king structure will be in a bad condition, and also the center pawns will be weak. So, in this position, Alpha pushed his f-pawn, bishop on f2, Alpha played g5, he can play a5, and push his kingside pawns, then bring your 2 brave knights to support the pawns, also bishop will activate on there, so, here we have b4, we have knight to f6, c5 by Fischer and Magnus, you should take it, because there is pawn takes. And they will push forward as a pawn more confidently with the support of the bishop and rook. Alpha played knight to g6, a4 by Tal Fischer, Hikaru and Magnus. Alpha played h5, g4 is coming to pressure on the pawn structure. They ignored it and played c6. Alpha slides his king on h8, that's the very good move. They take the pawn on b7, after bishop takes pawn, you might think that the king is in danger. Black will push forward his pawns, distract attacks by exposing the king. Yes, you are right, so. They responded with by sliding the king on h1. Here we have bishop c8, getting the diagonal and threatening to play g4. We have knight to b5, threatening to take the pawn with 2 pieces. So, a6, knight jumps into a7 to target the bishop on c8, and they can also play knight c6 to pressuring black. Here playing bishop p7 isn't the best move because of bishop takes a6. So, g4, knight takes bishop. Alpha pushed forward his g-pawn. He ignored the knight on c8 because the knight is trapped. He cannot go any of these places. And the pawn is targeting on the bishop, so bishop to g1, queen takes c8, we have b5, you cannot take the pawn, because a bishop takes, and the bishop will be very powerful on there with supporting of his pawns. The more follower you made, the more power you create, so, Alpha played knight back to h7, you cannot take the pawn, because of pawn takes, then slide the queen, to check the king on h4. If bishop blocks, then queen takes check will be made, so we have a5, h4, b6 by them. Alpha played h3. Look at how they just moved forward his pawns on queen side, and pushed his pawns on king side, but who will win the game? They both subscribers of me, no matter who will win, my subscribers will win, that means I will win. So chess friends, if you want to become a family member of Stockfish, then you have a simple thing do. Just subscribe the channel with a beautiful like and comment, then you will be member of our family. They choose to play queen c2, to protect the second rank, and pawns is also protected by the bishop and the knight. Okay, we have knight to g5, white is targeting on the pawn. And the black knight doing very good job here. Here if you think, white can take the pawn, let me show the variation. If queen takes c7 happen, then pawn takes check, knight takes, queen goes to h3, threatening to play queen takes knight. If you play normal move like rook here, then after queen takes check, king takes queen, knight h4 check, this escaping route is covered by the pawn, so after king to h1, black will play g2, which will be a checkmate. So, in this position, if you play 2000 elo move rook to c1. Let me show you, then queen to h5, black is threatening to play here to take the bishop, then queen takes checkmate. So, if you play ordinary move b7, to target the rook, then knight to h3, b takes a8, then knight f2 check, you have to take the knight, after bishop take there will be mate by queen takes h2, so, back to the position, Fischer and his students played rook to a2 to protect the second rank, we have pawn takes check, knight takes, queen to h3, threatening the knight on g2, so, in this position. Magnus and Tal finds brilliant move, sacrificing the bishop on a6. Alpha accept the bishop sacrifice by taking the rook, we have b7, they want to promote the pawn, rook cannot go back, so rook comes here to b8, we have queen takes rook to target the rook. Here Alpha played brilliant move rook takes pawn, sacking the rook, we have queen takes rook, now we have another brilliant rook sacrifice rook takes a5, what a beautiful 2 rooks sacrifice. If you accept the sacrifice by taking the rook on a5, then Alpha will play queen takes knight check, sacrificing another piece, because he is a Stockfish subscriber. After king takes, knight check on h4, king back to h1, g2 will be a checkmate, what a beautiful checkmate by the knight and the pawn. So, back to the position, we have rook to c2, threatening to play rook check, so, rook c5, queen to b2, try to protect the second rank. And the rook, so after rook takes, queen takes, we have king h7, here your every pieces are freezed, the knight cannot move because of the rook, and the bishop cannot move because of checkmate, so queen to e2, queen to h5, threatening to play knight here, to target this, queen to a6, knight to h3, to target the bishop, if the bishop falls away the queen will checkmate you, so, queen b6, try to protect the bishop, we have king h6, knight backs, bishop here, queen backs to b2 to protect the second rank. Here we have bishop to d8, threatening to play bishop here or b6, to target the bishop, or the knight. We have queen a2, we have knight takes g1, rook takes knight, bishop to a5, to target the knight, queen b2, bishop takes e1, rook takes, knight h4, rook e2, queen takes check, king slides, queen slides away, pawn takes, queen check, slides, check, ups, check, backs, check here, queen check, and after queen takes e2 rook, king backs, queen takes, knight on d4, king here, f3, here, f2, king here, promotes. And after some moves later, white gets checkmated. Wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, bye.
你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，你眼中却没有我想要的答案。这样若即若离让我很抓狂。
chess friends, our today's chess.
This video is sponsored by CuriosityStream, home to over 2,500 documentaries and nonfiction titles for curious minds. In a previous video, we saw that gravity can be explained by the curvature of four-dimensional space-time. We used to have no idea what caused gravity, or like why the sun could attract the Earth across the vacuum of space with no physical connection, as we just had a mathematical model. But it was Einstein's general theory of relativity that describes how mass bends the fabric of space-time that finally explained the why of gravity in what many regard as the most beautiful physical theory currently in existence. But what soon followed was another theory that tends to surprise people when they first hear it. Physicist Theodore Kaluza said,
Yeah, 不知道该怎么说，心里面在想什么，闷骚的性格我也很讨厌这结果。你看我的眼神，像是在把委屈诉说。Hey baby， 这都怪我，真的舍不得你难过。
不在乎别人怎么看，像我这种主动的女孩，越过爱你需要多勇敢，难免会左右为难。你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，你眼中却没有我想要的答案，这样若即若离让我很抓狂。No， 可怎么？
你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，想要和你去很远的地方，看阳光在路上洒下了浪漫，当作我对你表白吧。Yeah， 不知道该怎么说，心里面在想什么，闷骚的性格我也很讨厌这结果。现在我又为你去改，从单纯变成行动派，原来我这无心的伤害 ，Because I love you so much。
不要想你只是习惯，不满足每天的晚安，我要你留恋我在你身旁，爱我像我爱你一样。你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，你眼中却没有我想要的答案，这样若即若离让我很抓狂。No， 可怎么？
你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，想要和你去很远的地方，看阳光在路上洒下了浪漫，当作我对你表白吧。
知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，你眼中却没有我想要的答案。你让我很抓狂。No， 可怎么？
你知道我对你不仅仅是喜欢，想要和你去很远的地方，看阳光在路上洒下了浪漫，当作我对你表白吧。看阳光慢慢地散在路上，云如汗漫沾了月，希望这是你心里的。
you're sad, you know I'd never desert ya. Ooh, you were my angel, my beautiful doll. We spiraled high on a gust of love, and I knew right from the start nothing could tear us apart. Till the day you broke my heart, and now it's too little too late. Ooh.
想在关闭荧幕或使用其他应用程式时继续享受 K-pop 律动吗？试试 YouTube Music Premium。
我习惯了身边有你，像个影子默默陪伴着我，看着你熟睡中的脸庞，像那太阳温暖着我。你说要带我走天涯，为了梦想去远方流浪，远方的天空是否会不同？想在你的耳边轻轻对你说，想要对你说我有多爱你，想要对你说我有多想你，想要对你说的一字一句都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟，想要对你说会永远陪你，我想要对你说。我习惯了身边有你，像个影子默默陪伴着我，看着你熟睡中的脸庞，像那太阳温暖着我。你说要带我走天涯，为了梦想去远方流浪，远方的天空是否会不同？想在你的耳边轻轻对你说，想要对你说我有多爱你，想要对你说我有多想你，想要对你说的一字一句都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟，想要对你说会永远陪你，我想要对你说，想要对你说我有多爱你，想要对你说我有多想你，想要对你说的一字一句都刻在我心里，想要对你说的天长地久，想要对你说的海誓山盟。
some closure. Trailing.
My village to meet James. He's the
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not.
My crew and I are on a tributary of the Amazon River.
You saw a caiman right here? Here, caiman, I see it right there.
And it looks like we have just spotted a Rio Apiporus caiman.
Holy that is incredible.
That's a Rio